Okay, so today's question is maximum alternating sum of squares. You are given you are given an integer array nums. You may rearrange the elements in any order. The alternating score of an array ARR is defined as score equals to ARR 0 square minus ARR of 1 square plus ARR 2 square plus ARR 3 square and so on, right? So as we can see, the we are adding the even index. Okay, 0 is count as even, right? See, we are adding even index and we are subtracting the odd index, right? Square of element on the odd index, right? Okay. See, we have an option to rearrange the elements in any order. Okay. And if you see, then that what is asked to find in the question, it is asked to return an integer denoting the maximum possible alternating score of nums after rearranging its element. Okay. So we can rearrange the elements in any order, right? And we want the maximum possible alternating score, right? And if you see the examples and the constant, then the num size can be minus as well as plus. Basically, it can be negative, zero, or a positive integer, right? So our goal should be, okay, see, we are doing square of the element, right? So square of a negative element will be also considered as positive, right? So our goal will be to rearrange the array like this, that the the maximum element, the numbers which are maximum, should be on the even index on the array in the array, and the minimum element should be the element which are basically relatively minimum in the array should be on the odd index, right? So that the alternative score can be maximized. So first of all, the one thing we should do, we should be we should be turning all the negative elements into positive. Why? Because if we do the square of the elements, then automatically it will be positive, right? And after turning all the negative element into the positive element, we will be doing sorting in this vector, right? So why will I'm doing sorting? Because after sorting the vector, all the minimum and the maximum will be separated somehow, right? Now see, now we have to rearrange the elements. So I won't be actually rearranging it. What I'll be doing is, let me explain you with an example. See, let's take an example of an array. Okay, myself, I'm creating an array and I'm considering that all my elements are positive, because if they are negative also, then also I'm doing an operation which will turn all the elements of this array into a positive element, right? So now see, let's take an example of an array which will be 1, then 3, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. Okay. And let's say again 3. So this is the array, right? If we sort this array, then this will be the sorted array here. See, this will be the sorted array here. Right. So after turning all the elements into, after basically changing the sign of the all the element and sorting the vector, sorting the array, we are getting this type of array, right? Now we'll not rearrange the elements in the array actually, but we will take the sum in that way that the maximum alternative score should be maximized. See how I am doing it? Simply, if you see here, if you see here, if the number of elements in the array are even, basically the size of array is even, then the number of elements on the odd index and the number of elements at the even index will be equal, right? Yes or no? But if the size of array is odd, then we can see that the number of elements in the even index, okay, if you consider the size, see, if you consider the array size 3, which is odd, right? So you can see the elements at the even index will be 0 and 2 are more than element at the odd index, right? Understood? So what I'll be doing is, I will be starting from this basically. this reverse order, right? With the last index, and I will be taking half of the array. Okay, half of the array, and I will be adding the squares of this element, and the rest half the array I will be subtracting the square of the element from the sum. Now, in this way, we will get the maximum possible alternative score. Okay. What if the size is odd? Then also, what will take? See, here the size is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, in C++, 7 by 2 is simply equals to 3, right? Yes or no? But we'll be taking four element at the like we will be adding the sum of these four elements, sum of squares of these four element, and separating the sum of square of this three element, right? So we'll be doing if the the if the size of the array is odd also, then we have to consider 7 plus 1 by 8, right? So for this, what I'm doing, we just let's code. Okay, let's put the question. You will be automatically understood how to solve this question. Okay, so first of all, what we have to do, we have to change the sign of the element, right? So I will change the elements of the nums to the absolute of the element, right? So I will write for end I equals to 0, I less than nums dot size I plus plus, right? And what I will do here, what I will be doing, I will write nums of I equals to absolute of nums of I. Okay. Now in this way, I am changing all the elements into the positive element. Okay. Now we'll sort the array. So sort nums dot begin and nums dot end. Okay. Okay. We can do it again, I think. Okay. Okay. Now the nums is sorted, right? Okay, in decreasing in increasing order, right? So we will start from the last index. Okay, and how many elements we have to take? So this will be defined as this number int length, which is L, equals to nums dot size plus 1 by 2. Okay, by 2. Now in this way, will always take if the element is if the size of the array is even, then also we will take half of the array, and let's suppose if the size of the array is odd, then we'll take one more than half of the array. Okay, and I will make int sum. Okay, not int. See, you can see, and the answer is now long, right? I will write long sum equals to 0, and I will write for and I equals to 0, not 0. Okay, it will nums dot size. Uh, okay, and not now the size minus 1. Okay, and how many? Okay, do one thing, reverse this array. Okay, so that the all the maximum element will come forward. Okay, reverse nums dot begin and nums dot end. Okay, yeah. Now we'll write int I equals to 0 because all the numbers are in forward, right? Not in backward. So I will write int L int I is less than L, right? Less than the size. Okay, I plus plus, and I will write sum plus equals to what? Nums of I into nums of I, right? Nums of I, right? Now I will also change this into long, right? So for this I will write long Okay, and also see these both are also integer, right? So you can write like this: Control X, Control V, and Control V. Okay, yeah, and the rest, okay, for the rest, int I is equals to L, I less than nums dot size I plus plus. I will write sum minus is equals to this. Now see, I'm thinking that I think I will get an error. Okay, okay, just see. I think I will get an error. Let's see what happens. Okay, so let return the sum. Okay, so let's see. I think after submitting we will get an error. I'm waiting for an error. Okay, we are not getting error. Okay, I thought that the error would be this long foundation. Okay, see, we are only adding the sum, right? We are not separating anything. So I thought, but yeah, we're not getting error. Then this okay. Okay, so yeah, I think the question is done. And if you see the constraint is 10 to the power 5. Okay, and our code solves the question in time complexity, which will be big O of n log n. Why n log n? Because we are using this sort function. That's why. Okay, and for this constraint, which is 10 to the power 5, n log n is okay. Okay, so I hope you understood how to solve this question. Yeah, then thank you. That's all.